Hey everyone, welcome back to the Bee and the Bear Backyard Homestead here in the Central Valley of California, Zone 9B. It's been a minute. I know I didn't have a video for August. It's been a very long, hot summer. So here I am. It's September 30th. Tomorrow is October. And guess what? Our first week of October, we're going to be in the hundreds. It's been a very, very long summer and I'm so over it. I'm ready for fall. I'm ready to be cozy. And the garden has definitely suffered from the heat this year. I mean, it's usually hot here, but not as hot as it has been for as an extended amount of time as it has been. Usually we don't have okay, so the last day for 100s is October 12th. That was the last recorded back in like the 60s of over 100 here in the Central Valley, well, in the Fresno Clovis area. And I think that we might break it this year. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, but I'm hoping that the hundreds will stop after October 12th. So anyways, I'm over it, and we'll just go on and talk about what's going on in the garden. So I'm going to turn you around and in. So I'm doing some cleanup in here, trying to get that thing cleaned out. We actually missed, I did get all the sunflowers and stuff cleaned out, but that was the compost, well, what was the compost bin didn't get cleaned out in time. So I'm just doing a little bit at a time. You can see here with the little trash can, just doing every week, putting it out. There's Marshy dog. Marshy! Marshy! She's not listening to me. Anyways, so here's my little blackberry bushes that I grew from cuttings last year. Wow, that plane's really low. Anyways, so they're doing well. This one is kind of sad, but it is what it is. Cactuses are looking great. They liked the summer. We have a couple new ones growing right here. So that's kind of exciting, getting big. Over here in the fairy gnome garden, I have a little birdhouse gourd, but the plant died, so I'm just waiting for the rest of this to die back and then I'll cut it off. I have some okra. It's taken all summer for these to do anything. The temperatures have relaxed. We're not in the high hundreds. We're only in the low and high 90s. So lately, I'm letting all this parsley grow to feed to my chickens. I did plant some turnips and radishes and beets, but it's just been too hot. I do have one here. The snapdragons are doing really well. I've been able to cut some bouquets. That's been fun. My potatoes are in here. These are the russet potatoes, and they're growing, if you can see them, with all the parsley. Over here, I'm really excited about my gojis. I grew them from seed. This one's doing well. This one back here is kind of small, but it's doing well. This is the red. This is the black back here. Here's another black one over here. And then over here, excuse me, is another red one, and this is the one that's doing the best. So I need to stake them up, but as you can see, there's little flowers. If it'll, there it goes, focus. So there is little goji flowers. I did grow these all from seed. So if I don't get any berries this year, that's all right. I'm ready for them to just grow and get bigger, and then maybe next year. I also have back here a hollyhock. I'm hoping that it'll flower before winter, but we'll see. If we have winter this year, I don't know. I don't have high hopes. This has been a rough one. The lavender is in here along with the alyssum. I have more raspberries, just doing their thing, spreading out, which is fine with me. They can spread along the fence. Blackberries and raspberries in here. My little Granny Smith is doing good. Hopefully next year we'll get some fruit. Blackberry over here. Obviously we're not getting any blackberries right now. It's just too hot, but here's the little ghosty. I did harvest all those apples and we ate a lot of them fresh, and then I did freeze them. Here is, the Cadota fig is actually really good and very sweet. It has a lot of sugar in it, and it was very delicious. Of course, when it got weird hot, it stopped producing, but it is starting to have new leaves. So this one too, this is the tiger fig, and once it got really hot, it started losing its leaves and just got really angry, but the figs were good. Over here you can see the raspberries. I cut them way back, and so this is all new growth, and they're doing really good. I'm hoping that I can grow them out and then make new slips and have slips for raspberries next year. That's the plan. That's why I cut them back and let them regrow, so I can make slips for next year. And then here's my little pink lemonade blueberry. The other blueberry was over there, and I'm hoping to move those over to that area for next year, and then get 2 more blueberries. Also, we have our guava, and it's been very slow growing this year, but there are little tiny guavas on there. I'm hoping that they will ripen and be ready before our first frost, whenever that might be. So I'm hoping that we will have at least a couple guavas this year. We didn't have any last year, so I'm glad that there's some on the tree, and I hope they just continue to grow and get bigger. And now we're going to go on to the main orchard. So I'm just going to go over the trees quickly that are not producing anything. So the cherry trees took a lot of damage from the heat. They lost a lot of leaves. You can tell which side the direct sun was hitting, because this side doesn't look as bad, but the other side is where it lost a lot of leaves and just kind of dried up. But there is new growth starting, so there is hope for next year that we will have some cherries, and that hopefully the summer will not be so hot. Over here is one of our plum trees. As you can see, it did take some heat damage, but we did get a really good harvest of plums all the way into the end of August, beginning of September. We were still having plums, so it did really good. Fig. This fig did well until it got really crazy heat, and so it stopped producing, and it's starting to lose some of its leaves, but there is new growth on it, which is funny. Over here, the other plum tree is doing well, has new growth. You know, if you remember from my video, we did lose a big branch of it, and I was kind of worried, but it's still growing. When all the leaves fall off later on in the fall, we are going to top the tree and then do something about the branches and just let it regrow. So anyways, the pomegranate tree really struggled this year. I've had pomegranates splitting in September, which is very strange. The leaves are already changing, which is very strange too. We usually don't have pomegranates ready until November, but like I said, it was just a really rough, hot summer. Even my citrus trees kind of struggled a little bit, but they're bouncing back and looking good now that the heat kind of relented. But as you can see, like over here, we have some pretty big mandarins. They're doing really well, so I'm excited. I'm hoping that we will have some delicious mandarins. The limes are a lot smaller than they were last year, and I think that's just from the heat and the struggle. This orange tree, the blood orange tree, it's getting bigger, it's growing. I'm gonna give it another year, and then hopefully it'll be successful next year. We have some pretty good sized grapefruit. This tree did struggle. You can see when I go over on the other side that it did take a lot of damage from that direct sunlight. So what John and I are thinking for next year is that, yeah, you can see over here some of the sun damage and on the fruit too, that we're gonna try and figure out a way to cover the citrus trees. Over here is the lemon. It did take a lot of damage too, a lot of sun damage, but it is bouncing back. As you can see, like some of the lemons did get sunburnt, but they're still good. So, and it's bouncing back and looking a lot better. So I'm hoping that we'll have still a pretty good lemon harvest and grapefruit and limes, even though the limes are going to be a lot smaller than they were last year, but that's okay. Any lime is better than no lime, right? So that is the main orchard part, and now I'll take you into the greenhouse. All right, so in here I have the slips from the blackberries that I cut earlier a few weeks ago, and I stripped all the leaves off. This is all new growth that's on there, and they're looking really good. I'm hoping we'll grow some roots and I'll be able to pot them and then just overwinter them and have them for the spring. Hey, there's my foot. Anyways, here is some hibiscus and some zinnias that I'm growing. I just wanted to experiment just because our winters are so mild that I was hoping that I can keep these alive. We'll see. I also have my kales and my spinach, salad greens, mustard, bok choy, all the things, arugula. I just reseeded a lot of these. It's been hot, and so some of them didn't germinate, but I'm hoping that after this week it'll cool down and we can germinate some more. Here is some more zinnias and hyssop and some baby eucalyptus and eggplant. This was just an experiment. I don't know how the eggplant's gonna do. Here's my little rosemary and some more hyssop and valerian. Over here I have more of my fall winter crops. I just planted this yesterday just to have some more cabbages, broccolis, and cauliflower. Here is all my cabbages. Here is all my broccoli. Here is all my cauliflower, and the cauliflower is actually doing the best out of all of them. They look really good. And then here is my Merlot lettuce. There's a couple, and just like the other ones, I did reseed. I did reseed all these as well, the ones that weren't growing. And then down here, I have some dragon fruit that a friend gave me. I have these two in here, and then I have two in the front as well. As for the pomegranate tree, I'm in a group on Facebook of other California just hobby gardener and growers, and a lot of people have been saying the same thing about their pomegranates, so I know it's not me, that other people are having the same issue in the same growing zone as I am here in California. So but like, as you can see, like the leaves are already changing, which is very strange. So anyways, just wanted to pop that in here, and now we're going to go on to the main garden. So over here, I'm just getting the beds, some of the beds ready for, whoop, gotta turn around, for when my fall and winter things are ready to come out. I still have some zucchinis over here. I don't know if they're going to produce anything, but I will leave them in here for the next week or two, see if they produce anything. If they don't, then I'm going to pull them out. My Jerusalem artichokes or sunchokes are doing good. No flowers though. Strawberries are looking good, and I do have a onion growing in here. So that's fun. I just cleaned this bed out. This is where my mustard's gonna go. And I just harvested all the sweet potatoes from here last week on Friday. Yeah, last week. And I got a pretty good harvest, and I'll stick a picture of it, my harvest, in at the end of this video. We did get a pretty good grape harvest. First time that the grapes have produced was this year, and it was good. Sage is doing well. I have red potatoes over here, and they are doing pretty good. Any potatoes I get is good. I have serranos growing, and these are shishito peppers. They're doing pretty good. It's taken all summer, but the peppers are finally starting to produce. It's just been so hot. Like, even the peppers were having a hard time with it. So my tomatoes have flowers on them. Since it's going to be in the hundreds this week, those flowers might dry up. They might fall off. I'm getting ready to pull all this out. Not the peppers, but the tomatoes for sure. Here's some more of my grapevines. And then my paste tomatoes and cherry tomatoes are over here. Jalapeno has lots of flowers on it. I'm hoping we'll get some jalapeno soon. Falapenos is like I like to call them, because they always seem to come in the fall. Over here, this has a lot of flowers on it too, so we'll see if we get any more tomatoes. I do have little tiny bell peppers, which I'm excited about. I grew these from seed, so that's always a win. I still have some tiny paste tomatoes and then some sun gold tomatoes in here, just a few. The chocolate sprinkles ones have been really great. I really like the taste of those. And then it's going to be hard to pull all this out because my tomatillos are finally growing. And after all summer, like, this one's getting close. And they're kind of mixed in now with the tomatoes, so I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It's been an interesting growing season, that's for sure. There's been some wins, there's been some losses, and you know, we're just doing the best that we can and growing what we can and really enjoying what we, you know, get to grow and get to enjoy. And I'm so thankful for everything that, you know, we've been able to do this year, despite the weather. I'm ready for some rain, because we haven't had any like real measurable rain in a very long time, and I'm ready for cozy. I'm ready to be cozy. I want to wear sweatshirts and slippers, and you know, summers are so long here, and I'm just over it. So anyways, I hope you guys have a great week, and happy October tomorrow, and I'll try to have an October video and towards the end of it, and I just hope that you are growing and doing stuff too and preparing for your winter and fall gardens. And if you are, let me know what you're growing, what you're doing, where you're at. And do you grow in a high tunnel? Do you grow outside? Like, let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. I'd love to learn. And I would just want to know what you're doing. So thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you next time.